Alright, folks, we're back. And I went ahead and started building a second reactor up here. It is a 2x1 reactor. And basically, what you can see down here is the same thing you can see up there. And I have it ported in over here so I can run on these as well. And for right now, I just put in wood chests with the fuel. They're not inputting fuel right now because we are full on steam in the tank over there. That's creating our steam or storing our steam up for the water turbines, which I still think I need to do something over on this side. Right now, we're doing okay. By the way, I've had a couple things happen that are worrying me, and I don't know what it is yet, unless it was because I was low on power for a while. But for a while, I actually had this saying I need 1 gigajoule or 1 gigawatt of power. And holy crap, these advanced turbines take up more power than anything or advanced roboports take up more power than anything I got. And that's what was pulling most of the power when it was like that. So, yeah, see, right now I just lost power. That's because these are completely dry. And I'm guessing if I come over here and look at this tank, it's still got just a little bit in it. I think I need to put a pump on it. I've actually set those to where they will put stuff in if it's under like 1. Let's see. Oops, pass the tank. So we've got 13 in there right now. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to set these higher, where if that tank has anything in it, we're going to set it to 24. So if that tank has any room in it, then these will start inputting their fuel rods and see how that does. So we're going to switch this one up and we're going to set that to 24. Now, does this do, or do I need to set that? It should be 24K. So if it's less than 24K, it should turn on, which it currently is, but there's no power, so it can't actually do it. So we'll do it manually. There, so those two are set exactly the same. Now the only thing I don't like is that it continuously puts it in there, which I really don't want it doing. I would rather put one in and stop, and I'm still not quite sure how to do that. And honestly, I haven't taken time to try to figure it out between videos either. So, but as we discussed, I'm trying to burn this stuff off, not really worried about it. And we're going to leave this one set at, we're going to change this one to, if it gets less than 10K. So if it gets any room in it, those two will kick on. If it keeps going down, then that one will kick on. So we only need 43. We're doing good. We got all that taken care of. Also, I have gone ahead and put in roboports all the way down here. I am going to start feeding them all the way around my base and get it covered a little bit better. I got to get radars in here yet for all the way around the wall. I haven't got that done yet. But I have also started with the uranium mining, which isn't going anywhere. And that is where we are for what we are doing today, which is we need centrifuges. So we are going to get them put in right down here. So we want to use centrifuge, and for that we need steel, which we have right there. We need fiberglass reinforced plastic, we got right there. Concrete we have right there. So the only thing we don't have is the iron gear and the advanced circuit. So we will have to bring those in. Let's go ahead and do this for right now. Get our steel in there. And we can do similar for this. And we can use that to get our concrete in. And I am going to go around after this video and set all of my storage chests that I have around here. Most everything I have I'm going to make into these storage chests as I have plastic available, and then I'm going to wire them up as well. Alright, and I will show you guys how I wired it. It's a very painstaking process to get them all done, so I'm not going to bother you guys with showing every one I do. I'll just show you how I do it. Alright, so that'll take care of that. Now we just need the red and the gears, and we have this nice setup over here for gears, so we're just going to pop this off of here and we'll bring this down, and we're going to, since we have the roboports now, have the robots clear out this wood, give me some more room. I have set up my logistics here to where coal and stone will automatically get taken out. I'm going to set wood the same way, and I don't want any of it in there, so 0 and 0 will automatically trash it. And then I have also set, since we need it for this fiber, I set these up here to where that is filtered for it. And since I had so much wood, I had to set up a second one, and I did get rid of the one we had down here. This has coal and stone in it. I need to do the same thing for it so that it can get dealt with. Alright, so we're going to have this one go in right here. And actually, I should probably bring... where do I want to bring those red circuits in at? Let's bring them in right here. That is not what you're supposed to do with that thing. Please give me that back. Alright, Actually, I do want that output right there. And we'll just leave this in and have it go in right there. And then we can do that. And that should get us everything we need for our centrifuges. How many circuits does it take to make one of these? I might split that up onto a different belt. We'll see how, I'm guessing this is going to take quite a while to make. Okay, so it's got plenty of the circuits, it just needs more gears. Oh no, it doesn't have no circuits. So yeah, that really... Oh, well, we don't have enough circuits, period. Which, once we get the centrifuge, it'll kind of help with that. I'm starting to think I might actually have to start voiding some of that gas, but I'm not wanting to do so. But let's go ahead and get this centrifuge put in down here so at least it can start running, because that'll use up some of my sulfuric acid. I'm seriously thinking that at this point I just need to put in a regular oil facility that'll make things that don't give off that gas. I'm trying not to do it, but I'm starting to think I'm going to need to. Alright, so we want that for that. We're going to put that right there. And how do I not have any of my poles? How is this even possible? Alright, so that will start centrifuging our uranium, which we will have output on the back here. And it's going to put out the two different, a chance of putting out the two different ones. So we're just going to do that. We're going to end up having lots of these, probably. If you guys watch me doing my just messing around in vanilla, I ended up with like 10 or 12 of these, which I think is way too many. And then 10 or 12 doing the, what is that thing called? This one right here, the Covarex enrichment process. And I probably need more of them than I do these. But that'll at least get the sulfuric acid where it can start running. And for right now, we'll just do a chest to put this in until we actually need it. Right now, we don't need it. Save myself on power poles, and for some reason I don't have any. There. Now I'll take care of that. So now that can start running and start getting me some 238 and some 235, but I'm not quite as worried about the 235 right now. I mainly need the 238. And another thing we need to do is we need to set up, which will also help with us, our sulfuric acid thing, is we have thorium. We have a lot of these consumed 232 fuel rods, and we need this corrosive solution to break it down to 233 and an empty solution container and nuclear waste, which the nuclear waste apparently needs to go into a nuclear waste storage. I'm not quite sure what that is or why it would be necessary, but we need to get that made, and we also need to get this corrosive solution made, which is lithium, an empty container, hydrochloric and sulfuric acid, which will help because it'll use up a lot of our acid stuff. And the container is simply fiberglass, reinforced plastic, and an empty barrel. So we can set that up right down. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me think here a second. So we need these two. This is just steel. So that's easy. And that, which will make the empty container. And then the empty container, we need to put lithium. Okay, so we don't want to do this anywhere near here. We want to do this back over here because we don't want to have to run both of those fluids all the way over here. And we're actually making, well, we're not making the actual reinforced plastic over here, so we'll have to get that over. We're making that down here. We don't have lithium coming down here, right? I don't believe. We already have steel coming down here. This is where the reinforced plastic is being made, right here. So let's see here. Give me a second. Let me think about where I want to make this. I'll be right back. Alright, to be perfectly honest, I think I'm going to set it up right here. I already have steel right here that I can use to make the barrels. So we can just do, say that. The extra copper there is not a problem. We can have that make our empty barrels. And then we can have those go into this one. And we can have it make our empty solution, which we have our fiberglass right there, which I actually have some on me, which I'm going to use a filter inserter for this rather than using a splitter. I barely ever use these, but I think for this it will be a good idea. So we can whitelist that, bring it directly down to here. Have it go in there. Wait a minute. Oh, you're going to be just off. Look at you. Alright, there we go. I can go ahead and get these out of my inventory. That'll make the container. And then we'll have the container come out on this side, I think. And then we needed, so we need that, the two fluids, and the lithium. And we have lithium right here. And we already have the hydrochloric acid right over here. So we'll just have to bring the sulfuric acid up. We have our hydrochloric is coming up and going into right here. So we should easily be able to just kind of do this. We got to make sure we can get through everything over here. Like I said, I am going to be moving these out soon, so that won't be too much of an issue. I could always connect up here a little lower. So let me get this sulfuric acid ran up here and the hydrochloric acid ran up here, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I chose to do this a way I've been told I should do it in the past, which is run the pipes right down my belt line in the middle here. I did kind of weave it down here a little ways, and I did that whole weavy thing back there through those belts because of where they are. And oh, hey, this is not right. That needs to go there. Alright, so that comes right through here. We've got one up there, one down here. And now we just need to get those up through here and to our chemical reactor. The problem is that, well, there really isn't enough room over here to do it. So we're going to have to do it over here, but we don't want to do it right there. We want to basically do it here so we can come up through those. And then I can bring this over to here. This will be the sulfuric acid one. It's a little further over than what I wanted, but hey, it'll work. We can bring it back around. So that'll take care of that one. Which, actually, we could just move this a little bit closer. Pop that out of there. Now, I can't put it right there. I can put it right there. I do believe that'll work. So if I put that right there, we can bring the sulfuric to there, and in right there we can have this output on this side instead. Why do I have a construction bot on me? I'll have to deal with that. Alright, so that takes care of that and that. Now we just need to get the lithium down here and the hydrochloric. So now we need to get the hydrochloric somewhere before we get to this water thing, because we can't have it come up right there. So we could have it come up right here. So if we do it like this, yeah, let's move this down where it's not on the walkway. That's not right. I need to be here. Because then I can come right up through. Yeah. Just like that. And yeah, we shouldn't have any huge issue with doing that. Pop that out, move it over there, and pop that out. And we'll put that in there, that'll get it up here. And then that on there, and that gets us our hydrochloric acid. So now we just need to put that in, that in. I'll have to do the same there. And then we can just run this down and it can go in there. And there we go. That'll make our solution container. We will get the container, and apparently we have a chance of getting an empty one. A 5% chance of getting an empty container back. So there we go. So we will get those. So let's do. We only have 2 solids coming out. Let's do a long-armed one. Have it output onto this belt, which we're then going to run into this splitter. And we're going to tell this splitter that we want only the corrosive going on the top. And then that'll give us our empties back on the bottom. No. We have to do it that way. So we can have those come out there. We can have this come up and, nope, not there. Now this one come up and go right there, which we want to turn that way so it doesn't try to go in. We're going to do that to put them back into here. And we're going to do a red wire here that's going to go from this one to the belt. We want it to read the belt contents, not enable it or disable it. And we want this one to read if there are any empties on the belt, and if it is greater than 0 to disable it, which means we need it to be less than 1. Yeah, I think that should work. So, and let's test this. If I put this here, we're going to get rid of that one for a second. And we're going to put, where is the an empty one? Put it in there. That's going to come around. It's going to sit right there. And really? Is that really fitting just outside of the range of that thing? Let's see. Now it's definitely inside, but this thing is still turned on. Why is this thing still on? Enable or disable. That is less than 1. And this is reading the content. Reads the contents of the belt and sends them to the circuit network. Will not send correct pulse signals when items are inserted or taken from the middle or by... But it still should work. We want it on hold. Okay, that's got it working. Okay, now it's green. So if we put these back on there. There we go, that's what we needed. We needed it to be hold. So now, if we set that back up, it can input in there when it's ready. And I can go ahead and get those in there because I don't need them. And now that should take care of that issue. Now the only thing is we need a lot of these. And we also need a centrifuge. And the centrifuge is currently the problem. Because, well, we don't have the red circuits. We just literally need to stockpile these things at the moment so we can get plenty of it using up our fluids. And then we've got to deal with this extra acidic water yet. So we're going to run it out and over here. And then it looks like it's pretty clear down through here. So I think I will just run this. I'm going to try at least. If I can manage to get this to work. Run this right through this area. Perfect. Alright, so I'm going to run this down and send it right back in to the main acidic water tank down there so it can recycle this. And then that will take care of all of that for me. I'll just run this right down to here and then we'll go across right there. There isn't really anything in the way. Let's go see if we manage to get any centrifuges done. I'm guessing not because we really haven't had a whole lot of stuff being used up to give us more red circuits. But we can always check. Oh, looks like we did actually manage to get a few of them. One. Alright, so we did get one. And I'm going to end up using the requester chest once I get that researched. And that's how I'm going to bring over the spent ones. So we can just set this up right there. And we want that doing this one. Let's get rid of that. We can use a long-armed one to get from there over to there. We can throw all that in there. And then I just need to get the empties over here from our reactor. Which looks like our reactor's doing pretty good. We've got power. It's not got any fuel in it. This one does. We must have got low at some point to where that one didn't put, because we didn't put any in that one. But these aren't using any. And we've got plenty of power, so it looks like it's worked pretty well. We've gone through 14 of them here, 14 of them there. Let's go ahead and give them, because I'm technically their requesting chest at the moment. I'm requesting them delivered to me, and then I have to remember to come up here and feed these boxes. Oh yeah, look at all those we've gone through. That's a bunch. Looks like I need to get some in that one too. Once we get this sulfuric acid issue figured out, which I think I've already decided, I'm tired of dealing with this not having any plastic issue, that I'm going to go ahead and set back up my oil facilities and just make regular vanilla oil stuff. Alright, so we're going to put that there. We're going to put this chest here, which will be a requester chest at some point. I think that was all of them. And I do have plenty of those left on me I don't need. And then we can output that, and that's going to give us 233 nuclear waste and a chance at the empty thing back. So actually, let's set up a filter inserter for this one, just so I can make sure that the empty one can get, we want it over here on this belt, but I want everything else on the other side. So then we can just do that, and we can set this to the empty container. There we go. The empty container will go on there and get sent back over to here. And that'll give us a nice little loop. Now, did they make it to where we can't put, we can put nuclear waste in a box? Okay, so what is the reason to make the nuclear waste facility? I'm guessing it's like an infinite storage. Let's see, max consumption 103 kilowatts. Minimum is 3.33. And this takes concrete, a silo tower, and 40 reinforced. Okay. Well, that's enough for that. Now, where is compound oil, crushing? That's train stuff. Order nuclear reactor. Ooh. Nuclear waste, there it is. So I need concrete and steel. So I got concrete there, but I don't want all of that in my inventory. Steel I can grab here. That's not a problem. Okay, I got that. I just need the 50 concrete. Now, what is the difference between using this and the thing that, don't we have one of them right here? Can destroy every item. Cannot handle nuclear waste. Okay, so they specifically made it to where you can't put nuclear waste in that one. But that doesn't block you from using another mod that does that. Like, I know there's a simple void chest mod. It doesn't limit you from using that. So I'm still kind of confused why they'd make a simple plant for this. Now, will it put anything in there but nuclear waste? Okay, it's not picking up the rest of it. Oh, this actually has to destroy it slowly. Okay, so we're actually going to need multiple of these, is my guess. These only stack to one in a chest. And this thing is slow as hell. Now, granted, the stuff that I'm doing, I went through a lot of them and had a bunch that it's going through right now, so maybe I wouldn't need so many of them, but we'll see. It's gone through everything that I've got in there, and we haven't completely filled the chest up yet. But that gives us our 233, and 233 is the same recipe for the thorium, basically. The amounts might be different, but other than that, it's basically the same thing. We get 2 of them for it, and this is 10 gigajoules, where the thorium is 6. And then this one, when we burn it, is just going to give us 238 back. Questionable, but okay. We can go with that. Alright, so we're making 233 now, so we can start feeding that into a reactor eventually. Not really worried about it at the moment. We'll just let it kind of stock up in there. But I think that'll be good for today. We've actually managed to get a little bit of our acids being used up here for taking care of that. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and set up some regular oil refineries so I can get plastic back going, so we can actually manage to do something around here. Because right now our factory is kind of on a standstill, to be honest. This research hasn't moved in forever. Look how slow we're getting plastic through here. It is pitiful. So I'm not going to bother with showing you guys setting it back up because I had already shown that, but let's look at the recipe we can do. So we can do kerosene, we can do light oil and kerosene, And then this is the advanced one that gives us the gas, which we don't want. That one gives us gas, which we don't want. That's the one we're currently doing. And then we could just flat out do 100 oil to 45 petroleum. Or we can do the vanilla water and oil, which will give us heavy, light, and petroleum. So let's see, this is 55. That's 45, so we don't want to do that. Now, I'm doing this one because it gives me more petroleum gas, which is also giving us way more acid gas. What if I just did steam? 2080, 2080 versus 2080, 75, 95. So I'm only gaining 15, but a butt ton of gas. I'm seriously just thinking about doing this one with just straight steam. We could do this one with the crushed coal, which would give us less petroleum gas, more kerosene, and more heavy oil, but I don't need those. And I'd have to crack the oil down. So yeah, rather than go for the vanilla one, I think I'm gonna do another one just like this, because it's still gonna give me 80 petroleum. It is 180 crude oil versus 100. Where if I do this one, it's 55. So for 200, it would be giving me 110. So 20 less. Kerosene is going to give us a lot more acid gas as well, or acidic water. We can just use it directly for solid fuel or rocket fuel if we chose. But yeah, I still say I'm going to do the one with the... Even just because I like the way they work. They're easier to automate. They're not such a pain in the butt. And I already got 4 of them here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to set these 4 back up, and we're going to run water and make sure I can have plenty of plastic. So I'll show you all that in the next one. And then we should be able to start getting some more stuff done because we'll have plastic. Have a good one.